This is the moment Okabe realizes just how special Kurisu really is.
白衣やはり研究機関において白衣こそがユニフォーム誰も前よりも何度言ってもそれがわからないようだが
Because it's only when she puts this on that he realizes that she is the same as him. Why did she even put it on? It's not a real lab. It's a bunch of idiots hanging out in a dusty apartment, screwing around with a cell phone and a microwave. I said in the first episode that what Okabe cares about more than being smart is other people thinking he's smart. And for as much as she tries to pretend otherwise, this is Kurisu doing the exact same thing, putting on the lab coat without Okabe even mentioning it. She doesn't need it, it's a symbol. But it's not even a symbol here, it's a symbol tainted by association with Okabe. Daru isn't wearing one, and Okabe's a lunatic. Yet, despite all this, she feels compelled to wear it anyway. But the even bigger question here is, for someone who keeps shutting down all of Okabe's bullshit, why on earth does she stand here and pose with him? And the obvious answer is because she wants to. She also thinks lab coats are cool, and no matter how embarrassed she might be to admit it, the only reason she would actually agree to this is if she thinks posing like this is pretty fucking cool. And if it was anyone other than Okabe standing next to her, she might have even asked Daru to take a picture. In episode 7, when they first successfully changed the past, Okabe sends everyone home and writes an email to John Titor. Kurisu sits there reading Science-y. We'll talk about why she hasn't gone home when we get to that episode, but you'll notice she's still wearing the lab coat. Why? Everyone's left. They've stopped doing experiments hours ago, yet she hasn't taken it off. Yes, it's because she thinks it's fucking cool, just the two of them hanging out and wearing lab coats. Just like Okabe, feeling like and being seen as a scientist is just as important as the actual curiosity that drives her to question the universe around her. And so while this is extremely goofy,
そうだこれぞまさに研究に身を置く者だけが漂わせる知性と恍惚のポーズ
this is the second moment where Okabe really starts to fall in love with her. He realizes that she's not this high and mighty prodigy that's too good for him. Sure, she's smarter than him, better than him, but she's also just like him in so many ways. And here's when he starts to realize just how special she really is.
ほう、女子はドクトルペッパーがいける口か？
本場で7年過ごしてきたからな。
Really? That's why you like Dr. Pepper? Because you lived in America. That's what you're going with. Show of hands, how many people here associate Dr. Pepper with America? No one? Zero? Oh my god, she also likes it because it says doctor on the side. Jesus fucking Christ. The other important question here is, why is Kurisu hanging out here? She said she's curious about the IBN 5100, but that obviously takes time. She could have gone home and had something proper to eat instead of, you know.
腹が減ったのか？
うるさいな。お昼から何も食べてないのよ。
いいだろう。今日の俺は気分がいい。美味しくいただけ。
本気か？
不満か？
当たり前でしょ。
God, I fucking love this anime. And the obvious answer is that she enjoys hanging out in the lab, because that's exactly what she was missing back home in America.
あんたのラボは幼稚だけど居心地がいい。仲間だと思ってるよ。前に言ってくれたでしょ。私のこと大切な仲間だって。
Being such a fancy scientist, she never really had the chance to sit down and be a kid. But Okabe's lab is that, yet still has the important research she can't stop chasing. In other words, no matter what she says, the lab is paradise for her.
もしかしてまゆりさんも使ったりするの？
たまに。
お願い、二度とここではシャワーを浴びないって約束して、ハマりに来てよ。
こっちを見るな。
Oh really? You don't say. Whose idea was it to shower together with Mayuri Kurisu? Oh, it was you. And yet, Okabe has to go and ruin this. What a dick. I really like this shot of both of them just sitting there and realizing that Okabe completely ruined a beautiful moment.
これをこうし、あら、ん？ってこいつが ここに
And they're each just kind of waiting for Okabe to apologize, and just as it seems like he might be about to, Daru cracks into CERN.
来たな
By the way, welcome back to my series analyzing every single episode of Steins Gate. If you'd like to see more videos like this, do me a favor and step on the like button. So, after finally locating an IBN 5100 and hacking into CERN, they uncover a very uncomfortable truth that CERN is really evil. I mean, think about it. If they moved on to human experiments, that would naturally mean they've succeeded in animal experiments. But I don't think they ever did. Meaning, I guess they are just like super cartoonishly evil? Jesus, okay. And this is where we first see a deeply important part of Okabe's character. Fear.
いやもう十分だ
オーカリン
飲み物買ってくる
相当ショックだったみたいね。
But it's not fear for himself, it's fear for everyone else and all of his friends. And this is when the mad scientist shtick takes on its full meaning. It's because he's hiding from reality, hiding from this fear. He isn't a mad scientist, of course he's not. He's a kid and he's afraid, and the further he delves into this conspiracy, the more and more he has to hide behind this persona. Not because he thinks it's real, or because anyone else thinks it's real, but specifically because he knows it's not real. What he's facing, reality, the dark secrets dug up from the shadows of the world, is so real that he has to create this persona to put on a face and pretend it's not as real as he knows it really is. And what you'll notice is that this is exactly the same response Kurisu has to the time machine. Coming face to face with the reality that the phone wave, named subject to change, is a time machine, she runs out of the lab and hides behind denial, pretending that what she saw with her own two eyes isn't real, pretending that it's all some kind of delusional fantasy. And so when Okabe comes face to face with the dark side of the world, he runs out of the lab and hides behind this persona, pretending that it's all make-believe, all some game that he's playing with the world. And he looks into the sunset and challenges the universe, standing tall on the roof of his lab as a defiant challenge to the world, while on the inside he's quivering, afraid of the future that he can't see yet knows is coming. Next episode, we explore how the story itself comes to terms with this madness and the duality of Okabe and the world of Akihabara in 2011.